Good morning, I think. Alright, how are you guys today? Happy Sunday. God bless. Road conditions. Doesn't appear to be anybody on the roads, so we're doing good there. 29 degrees, Cottage Grove. Good Lord. Under 30. I finished harvesting last night. Looks like just in time before everything froze. Man. I'm an hour late this morning, or 2 hours late. I plan on being up at, well, I don't remember when I started the last couple nights, 5:30, whatever. I figured it's Sunday, we'll sleep in till 7. Got my coffee. We got the news coming in. Hopefully everything's running fine, looks running fine. I got a lemon meringue pre-roll. That should help get us through this. And then we'll figure out what to do from there. I was going to try playing a video on here today. I don't know how well this is going to work, but let's give it a shot. Only one way to find out. I figured since we were talking the other day about coyotes, and when people were making fun of Trump at the debate about coyotes and whatnot, I found this guy on the Twitter that posted this, and it's pretty informative. I'll pause my microphone and I'm going to play him. So hang on. He gives a much better explanation than I did the other day. I'll pause my mic. Here we go.
Hey folks, Sheriff Lamb here. Now I'm a sheriff out here in Arizona, and like many of the other sheriffs here in Arizona, border security is a big issue for us. Now this week during the presidential debate, they talked about border security, and President Trump talked about how important it was to secure America. And he talked about coyotes. Now there's a lot of you, even some with blue check marks, who think you're smarter than all of us, that were making fun of the president for using the term coyote. So I'm going to give you a little education today. You see, this is a coyote. Not what the president was referring to. We have plenty of these out here in Arizona. This is what the president was referring to. These are also coyotes, paid by the cartel to bring people and drugs into our country, like this. See all these guys in their camouflage clothes? Well, this may be a joke to some of you. This is not a joke to us out here. Nor is it a joke to the hundreds of thousands of people who have been trafficked by the cartel, or the millions of people who have lost loved ones from drug addiction, like heroin, fentanyl, methamphetamines. We take it serious, and we're thankful to a president who also takes it serious and who believes in border security. Please stand with us in protecting our borders. God bless.
The only thing I disagree with is his smile at the end. But no, yeah, he explains it better than I could the other day when we were talking about what coyotes were, or like I say, coyotes. But as far as I know, he's an actual sheriff. It's on the internet, it has to be true. Nobody just goes on the internet and tells lies, do they? Alright, what else do we got going on this morning? Anything good happen overnight? There was a whole bunch of stuff for one of the presidential candidates' kids, and I don't really want to get into that. That was kind of gross. And from my understanding, if you talk about it, they'll just go ahead and shut your life off, and you won't be able to get a bank account anymore. But so new evidence, or I guess not evidence, because it's not really evidence of anything, but new photos and videos and stuff released of some of our royalty here in the United States. But you can find that on your own. I'm not going to share any of that. So, Let's see what else we missed. Somebody was stabbed in Portland. I saw that. Let's find out if it was a typical stabbing or if it was something new. Where'd it go? Oh, shooting. Right here. Now, might not be anything exciting. This might just be regular shooting like they have every day in Portland. So we'll read it and find out. Shooting in southeast Portland leaves 1 dead. Victim dies at the hospital following incident. Alright, Portland police have launched an investigation to a deadly shooting in Portland's Richmond neighborhood. PPB officers responded to reports of shots fired in the area of Southeast 48th and Southeast Division around 9:30 Saturday. A person believed to be involved in the shooting arrived at a nearby hospital but later died. The cause of the victim's death will be determined by the state's medical examiner, probably gunshot, at a later date, according to PPB. That's it? That was a boring one. They don't even have any info. I don't know. Alright. The traffic's more exciting than that. We'll go back to watching the traffic. Roads are looking good. This is better than Steve Lookner. Right here. Yeah. Uh-oh. An animal has been struck as creating a hazard and causing traffic to slow. Oh, it was on the... Is that today? Today the 25th? Yep. Somebody hit an animal. So, that's that's it for the traffic report. There's a dead deer in the road. Okay, what else do we got going on this morning? Oh, man. Yeah, I slept in too long and didn't have a chance to catch up on everything. Oh, I know where to check. I had to restart the computer this morning. Now I'm not in all the right places. So I'm not getting all the right news. It was good to see you, Numbs. Thanks for hanging out. And whoever else is here. There we go. Now I can find the weird stuff. Let's get into the weird stuff. Okay, here we go. Oh, no, what? I thought this was going to be something new. September 17th, 1987. Senator Joseph Biden made a statement explaining accusations contained in the killer tape distributed to reporters by the Dukakis campaign. What did it say? Biden said that his speechwriter used Robert F. Kennedy quote. Oh, I heard about this. This is one of the times Joe Biden plagiarized. Biden said that his speechwriter used Robert F. Kennedy quote without attribution. In a California speech given a year ago, Biden apologized for the oversight and said that he usually writes all of his own speeches. Wasn't there something the other day that about what did they say? It was somebody sent something to him that said he was a traitor. Somebody famous with the Kennedy name. I don't know if that's true or not, but it's on the internet, so it has to be true. I thought this was going to be a link to a live news conference of some news thing today, but it's from forever ago. 1987. I was 6 years old. I checked the local news, and just like the traffic, nothing happened. They haven't even updated the local news site since Thursday. There's nobody did anything. Kanye West was on Rogan. I didn't watch that. I quit watching Joe Rogan. Once he took the Spotify money, I knew he was over. Oh, there's some places, Northern California and Illinois Valley, down in Southern Oregon, and Happy Camp, California. They might shut off the power today. Let's find it. Well, hell, it's not even in English. Well, I was going to read you guys the power shut-off notice, but areas in the Illinois Valley and Southern Oregon and Happy Camp, California, which are considered high fire risk areas, are under public safety power watch today, Sunday, 10/25. I can't read any of that. That must just all be the same message or different language, whatever. So, I read last night and they posted that they probably might shut down some of the power down there, shut off the power lines and the transmission lines or whatever. Like the one that happened here, that was the fire that we had here, the Archie Creek fire. There was transmission lines down at a campground, Susan Creek campground, and there was 3 witnesses that saw the power lines turn back on after they were already down. So somebody working for the power company re-energized the wrong block or whatever and set the whole forest on fire. At least that's the story according to... That's not the official story released by the government. It's not true until the government says it. So that's a story told by the 3 witnesses that I talked to and by the lawyer that's representing the people that lost all their shit. He claims that that's the same, that those same 3 witnesses saw the downed lines turn back on. All right. So just for fun, let's hit up CNN. Let's see what CNN's got going on today. Why Trump could face a Jimmy Carter scenario. What? The last president facing re-election troubles like Trump's was Carter in 1980, injured by recession and impotent against a national crisis. Carter lost big. I don't really know that Trump's gonna lose. Let's read this one and check it out. Let's see what they have to say. Even though I don't really care for what they have to say, especially when you click it and it's a guy that looks like this, where he's about to cry. It's gonna autoplay shit all over the place. Hold on.
We all look at the same.
There we go. The last president facing re-election troubles like Donald Trump's was Jimmy Carter in 1980. Injured by recession and impotent against a national crisis, Carter lost big. To describe the current incumbent's predicament, substitute Trump's botched coronavirus response for Carter's inability to free American hostages seized by Iran, then look at the numbers. Okay? Today, Trump's national polling deficit... Wait a second. Trump's national polling deficit of around 10 percentage points matches Carter's popular vote deficit against Ronald Reagan, who won a 44 state landslide while fellow Republicans seized control of the Senate. All right. Yet just over a week from Election Day, few political analysts are prepared to say that points toward overwhelming defeat for Trump and his party on November 3rd for 3 reasons. I don't understand how these guys get this logic, but whatever. Well, Jimmy Carter, you see, he lost to Ronald Reagan. So Trump very well could lose. What does that even mean? The first in the sturdiness of narrow Trump. The first is the sturdiness of the narrow Trump political base, centered on less educated rural, evangelical, and blue-collar whites. Oh yeah, the idiots. The deplorables. The jackasses that sit in their garages with American flag hats on, smoke weed, and talk on the internet. Those guys. Elected in 2016 with just 46.1% of the vote, the president has remained unpopular overall throughout his term. Is this all opinion? But despite the pandemic, economic downturn, racial unrest, and Trump's erratic and provocative behavior, his loyal supporters have kept his job approval from dipping much below the 42.5% floor of late last week in the 538.com polling average. Oh no. Your window into project certainty. Thank you. 538, those are the guys that got all the polling wrong in 2016, right? I mean, I'm not trying to point fingers or say that they are stupid. I'm just trying to remember who they are. Oh, here we go. What is this? Trump is the worst president ever. I can't imagine historians will spend more than 10 minutes debating that, says Larry Sabato, who directs the University of Virginia's Center for Politics. That's what sucks, man. This guy has a job at a university, the center of politics for a university, and the first thing he says is, he's the worst president ever. I don't know, dude. It sounds to me right off the bat like you're biased, like you're not even actually doing your job, of understanding politics, but whatever. But he really has developed a rock-solid base. That's largely because present-day polarization has left the GOP far more ideologically homogenous than Carter-era Democrats were. These people are stupid that write this stuff. Like, they don't understand that normal people do normal people things. Like, almost all of this is just nonsense. Like, I don't know. If somebody does, okay, if there's somebody that wakes up in the morning and it's just absolutely terrible for them that they have to get up, get out of bed, go to work because Donald Trump is the president, or because, I don't know, a policy that he made or something is just absolutely destroying their day. I don't get how that works. I don't give a shit who's the president. I still got to get up. I still got bills to pay. You know what I mean? So screw all you guys. I still got to get up in the morning and go to work. I don't have time to just sit around and be like, oh, fucking President Trump. No, we got money to make. And then it don't matter who's the president. Anyway, where were we? Vestigial Democrats. Is that where we were? Yeah. Vestigial Democratic ties in the nation's most conservative region helped the former Georgia governor sweep the South in his 1976 victory. His troubled tenure collapsed. I don't know. I don't want to read this one anymore. This is boring. Who was it again? John Harwood. He's an analyst. And he's arguing something about, let's just get the summary of it real quick. He is arguing that in 1976, Jimmy Carter, I don't know. Who cares? Who cares what he's arguing? Because 1976. The pandemic is this year's big X factor. One uniquely hard to fathom variable is the effect of the pandemic on voting patterns. The huge volume of ballots already cast by mail-in and in-person early voting point toward mammoth turnout. Which I was just reading about that this morning on something local here in Oregon. One of the main arguments was that nobody's going to vote or something like that, and then I think it was in 2014, the national average of ballots returned was it was 44% nationwide, and Oregon had a 71% return rate. Even in midterms, we hit like 80%. Like 80% of our citizens vote. And non-citizens, probably. The pandemic. Yeah, here we go. One uniquely hard to fathom variable is the effect on the pandemic on voting patterns. The huge volume of ballots already cast by mail and in-person voting. In 2018, the pattern of turnout favored Democrats. No one can be sure how much of today's early surge effect reflects fear of catching the virus at crowded election day polling places as opposed to disproportionate enthusiasm for either side. We touched on this yesterday about the early return rates and all that, and they mark which party like the voter is registered with, and they'll say, okay, so this is a Republican ballot, this is a Democrat ballot. You know what I mean? So they'll know which party. That doesn't mean that you voted for whatever you is next to your name. You know what I mean? Like if I'm Agent Umpqua R, you know, that doesn't mean I voted R. So the returns and the patterns and all that, and like, yeah, more Democrats are turning in their ballots, but then remember Tim Pool, he said there's the Democrat Trumps. So there you go. If Tim is registered Democrat, he turns in his ballot, they're going to say, we got a Democrat ballot. But you know on Tim Pool's ballot, it says Trump 2020. So, where are we at? Yet, there are suggestions in late campaign polling that Trump could face something resembling a Carter-sized defeat after all. Dave Wasserman. Oh, I like this guy. I like Dave Wasserman. Usually because he's a fuck up. A leading expert on the House races says surveys in competitive districts show a consistent swing of 8 to 10 percentage points away from Trump. Insane. Some of these guys say Wyoming is going to switch and go blue. Like, some of the models show that the states in the middle, the completely red, always been red, just fucking red, you know? Like the reason, whatever. Wyoming, okay. I think it's just ridiculous. I don't think there's going to be an 8 to 10 point swing, you know, from where places were in, 2016 or whatever? Yeah. It doesn't seem to make any sense at all. There shouldn't have been that. I mean, there's nothing. Even though the media thinks there has been and thinks there's plenty of things that Donald Trump has done wrong that just, you know, are earth-shattering or whatever, like CNN headlines and whatnot. But to be honest with you, under Trump, like, everything's been pretty goddamn good. Anyway, so I think these guys are wrong. We better check back in on the traffic just in case somebody got out on the road. Uh-oh. There's 4 cars out there now. You better be safe on the freeway. What do we got for alerts? Nothing. Oh, there's a closure. From 30 miles west of intersection North Umpqua Highway. Oh, hazardous debris. That's up there where the fires were. No adverse conditions. Oh, there's 6 right there on that road. Better watch out over there. Warming up to a nice 42 degrees. What do we think about that, Freddie? Does it sound better right now? I turned it down in more than one area. Perfect. Thank you, dude. I did the one yesterday with the new mic, and then I realized that I had no clue if the mic was working. I did an hour, and then I had to wait 12 hours for the replay to post before I could even check to see if I had audio, because I forgot to record it while I was streaming it. So all day I had no idea if I was even talking. I'm doing fantastic. The roads are clear. It's starting to warm up. It's above 30 degrees now, so I can put my shorts on. I got a late start. Accidentally slept in because it's Sunday. Nothing wrong with that, though. I was just about to probably call it because honestly I haven't found anything to read. It's getting kind of boring. I think I'm just going to go outside and get started on the yard work now that the sun's up. I can do one more check. See if there's any early breaking information that we need. Everything. Oh, Mike Pence. There was like 5 people. Prius jump train. Thanks, man. I had more footage of that, but I don't know why my phone's messed up. I couldn't figure it all out. And then I had done it all on mobile. I edited on the phone. That's the first time I'd edited anything on mobile. Got it all done and posted it, and then like 2 hours later when I get home, I realized that I had put it titled it Sunday and it was Saturday. Now today I started at 7. Past couple days I started at 6, or started around 5:30 or 6. On work days I'll start early, on Monday through Friday, about 5. Today I just started whenever because I woke up late. I thought about going on at 3, but I was too tired. I went back to bed. I don't remember what I was talking about now. Maybe we should just finish up this joint here. Quick look and see if there's anything else. Roads are fine. We're good there. Any other major breaking news? Oh, I was going to say the Mike Pence family, they are not in the family, but 5 people? Last I checked, it was 5 people. Got the COVID. Here we go. AB. Oh, this one's the newest. Oh, it's CNN again. Good. Good. Because we know CNN is credible. Oh, and it's going to play. God damn it, come on. Nope, okay, you didn't. Where'd we go? Where'd we go? I lost a window. There we are. That's the wrong window, too. The Borat thing. I don't know. Borat Giuliani shit. I honestly haven't even seen it, and I've heard people talking about it, and I saw like one picture, like one still from it or something like that. Like I just scrolled by it. I think Borat's really stupid, and so I never paid attention to him. I watched, like, Ollie G was kind of okay, but then when he went to Borat and made the first movie, I was just like, yeah, this guy's dumb. And so I haven't paid attention to anything, whatever his name is, Sacha Baron Cohen, whatever. I don't know. I would have to watch it to form a better opinion on what they actually did, but I don't really know what they did because I can't stand him enough to pay attention to it. But it sounds like they were just, I mean, to me, to form an opinion from the outside without fully paying attention or having a full understanding, it looks like he was just trying to do some Project Veritas type of stuff, you know, like when they went dressed as pimps to try and get, to try and catch Planned Parenthood or something. You know, I mean, that's the kind of shit that Borat does, but he's just annoying, so I don't know. I don't trust anybody. And especially somebody like him, Borat, like, it's too convenient. Everything that he does is too convenient. You know, it's like, oh, this guy is a Hollywood actor and just happens to sneak his way into interviews with I mean, come on. But it seems kind of like it. I don't know. I think you kind of understand where I'm going with that. Like there's certain people. I'll just call him a Pete Santilli. All right, so 5 people in Vice President Mike Pence orbit have tested positive. Oh, great. There are concerns that more people within Pence's inner circle will test positive in the coming days, the source said. They're scared. The source said Stafford... Pence's office announced Saturday evening that Short had been diagnosed with COVID-19. They put a lot of extra words in, CNN does, just to figure out what I just want to know who had. Despite the slew of coronavirus cases around him, Pence, who is the head of the White House's coronavirus task force, is not quarantining, as per U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention guidelines. Instead, he plans to continue traveling and campaigning in the final stretch of Election Day. The Vice President's office has declined to comment on the total number of Pence's aides. What was it? To test positive for coronavirus in recent days. Okay, so then just a whole bunch of more fluff. 5 people around Mike Pence. And he said, fuck it, he's going to keep going. And Ricky Bobby was at the NASCAR one. I thought that was weird. He seemed forced into the gameplay. Like, I didn't understand why he was, like, I don't know, some of it. It was good, but that movie was interesting. I don't know. The end of it was weird. Like, it was comedy, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, in your face with something, and you're like, hey. And then so you have to go back and re-examine the entire thing, and you're like, oh, shit. It was deeper than I thought. Like, I was just laughing. What the hell? Why you gotta go deep? Oh. Also unclear if Pence plans to preside over Barrett's confirmation vote tomorrow night, and whether McConnell, who has not been shy about his disapproval of how the White House has handled COVID on its own property, would even want Pence there. Huh. So is the vice president supposed to be there to help confirm the Supreme Court nominee? Oh man, Twitter's upset that Mike Pence is gonna keep campaigning. Isn't he fine if he's just 6 feet away from everybody at all time while he's campaigning? That's how Joe Biden doesn't get corona. Nobody goes to his rallies. What the? Pence tested negative today, according to a statement from his office, the morning after his chief of staff diagnosed. So his chief... Yeah, okay. We found out last night that Mike Pence's chief of staff got it, and then like 20 minutes later we found out 5 people around him had it. This morning, both Vice President Pence and the second lady tested negative for COVID-19. Well, but how long do you have, like, after an exposure, you have, I forget how many days. No, Pence doesn't have COVID. 5 people around him have COVID. So get rid of that damn ad right there. At least 5 people in... It won't go away. At least 5 people in Pence's orbit, including chief of staff. And Pence tested negative today, but it was just last night that his chief of staff was tested positive, and the other people started having positive tests. So since he's negative this morning, that doesn't mean that he is, good to go. Like, doesn't it take, I don't know, they make up different numbers on how many days it takes to show up or something all the time, so who knows? And then in the early days of Corona, they were talking about, I don't know if anybody remembers the super spreader, like the super spreader event, like patient 34 or something like that, patient 37. The woman in Wuhan who continued to go to church and went on a hike and went on vacation and shit like that, even though she was positive, but she was completely asymptomatic and spread it like all over the damn place. But that was my biggest fear about this whole thing, is that, oh God, what if I'm a super spreader? I don't want to be the guy that I'm not sick, I'm not showing signs because like I'm kind of fit, kind of healthy. I have a good diet and I take my vitamins. So like, what if I just got the corona and I'm giving it to everybody and don't have any goddamn idea? Like, what if they charged you with murder for being the person that carried the corona and wiped out your entire city or something like that? I didn't know. And they burn you like a witch or something. Yeah, the false positives are something that makes it hard to get proper data, or you know what I mean. And some tests apparently are susceptible to false positives. And I know a couple people I personally know someone who got a false positive. One person for sure. One person possibly is full of shit. I have no idea if I. That's the thing that's why I was saying it worried me about being a super spreader, is because I'm a proud American with no insurance, and I don't go to the doctor. So if I got it and was completely asymptomatic, I would have no way of knowing whatsoever, because I don't. Was my chiropractor gonna? No, but. Yeah, there seems to be a lot about the coronavirus that is more about control than it is about stopping a pandemic. All right, sorry, my heater was in fan mode. My feet were freezing down there. There we go. Much better. Alright, up in Vancouver, we had a major outbreak late last year of a mystery virus. What was that one that we had a few years ago where everybody got sick? And everybody got it no matter what. And there was no containing what the hell was that? Noro? Was it the norovirus? The one that, like, everybody just instantly got it. Like, if one person had it, then everybody had it, and the whole house was just down. Yeah, the noro, I think. And it was just brutal. Like, good morning. Oh yeah, Vape Deaths. I actually quit vaping right about the time of the whole vape death mess, because they had started banning stuff here, and I'm like, well, this sucks. So I just went back to smoking cigars. And then I found out the vape shop here never closed, and I was like, oh, well, I could have just kept vaping. Yes, Bizito. And so we got that at I think it was Thanksgiving. I think it happened right during Thanksgiving, and one of my friends came over to a house where my family was, and there was 14 of us there for Thanksgiving dinner. He brought what's that stuff, like the apple pie or whatever, the really really potent alcohol. And he apparently had had been exposed to the norovirus, didn't have any idea, brought that over to all of us, and I don't know. And so the joke is that he brought us the flu in a jar, and that whole house of 14 people, none of us went back to work until Tuesday. And I think the thing hit us like Friday night. Like, it was, yeah, Nora was wicked. Yeah, the lung x-rays of the vape deaths. Same as COVID. That was, yeah. That was interesting. They put the COVID in the cartridge, probably. I mean, if they're making the COVID in the lab, they could put the COVID in one of those weed cartridges or in a vape cartridge, and there you go. You buy it online from China, and it's got the COVID in it. Now you're smoking COVID. This thing here says it's still 29 degrees up in Cottage Grove. 30 degrees. 32 degrees. What the heck, man? I haven't even checked my weather. Cold though. There we are. It looks like we're about to run out of news so far. Probably time to take a shower and put on the work clothes and go start cleaning up the yard. It's 37 degrees here, so hot. I'll put on my cutoffs. I did like that too, Wake, that you could still get drunk and get stoned and go to Walmart. Those were the only places you couldn't get COVID. Walmart, weed, and liquor. There's no COVID there. We'll do one last check of everything. Make sure nothing super exciting's happening. Yeah, no COVID at protests, man. That's crazy. There was, Andy No tweeted about it yesterday or something like that. I think it was yesterday. Let me see if I can find that. Yeah, here we go. Right here. People in the Portland Antifa Telegram chat are discussing how one of their comrades has COVID-19 and was at their events. The partner of that sick person was actually giving out homemade marijuana-laced food just last night. Hashtag super spreaders. So they had somebody that tested positive with the COVID, had made edibles at their house and brought them to the event and passed them out to people, and yeah. I mean, it's good they're being honest about it though, you know? So we could see an outbreak at the protests. Oh, everything's fake, Freddy. If you're going to be locked in the house for, what is it, 15 days? 15 days to slow the spread, right? You're going to be locked in the house for 15 days. You got to have weed and you got to have some liquor. Has it been 15 days yet? Did we slow the spread? Even though we are asymptomatic right now, quarantining is the right thing to do. Feel free to cash ass. Feel free to cash at me, us, and leave a note that says B-Day or COVID relief. Oh, it's birthday and they have COVID. So donate twice. But seriously, the least you could do is wear a mask and use hand sanitizer. But seriously, I was just kidding. I was just kidding about that send me money part. Blunt block. P.S. Last night. That sounds like a gang I'd join. Like I'll be in that anarchist gang. I'll be in blunt block. I already am, dude. P.S. Last night at Red House, I used gloves, hand sanitizer before handing out any edibles, flour, and maintain strict kitchen COVID cleanliness when baking. Seriously, y'all, I'm so dang sorry for putting folks at risk. Please get yourself tested. And see, this is why we have a government. And our government has regulations, and they can come shut you down for making edibles and giving them to people and giving them corona. But the bakery's closed, so people are doing it at home right now. Anyone who was at resist dance at the Red House last night, someone who was there just got a positive COVID test. Act as if you've been exposed until you get a negative test result. Same from Beauty Block Wednesday. It was the partner of Blunt Block, very transparent about it. So, but if they were eating edibles and getting corona at the same time, I think the weed cancels out the corona. So I think they're safe. Oh, the Corona Seltzer. Ever since this thing hit, we've been doing our best to keep Corona Seltzer, to keep the Corona Beer Company in business, and switch to Corona Seltzer. So we're doing our part to help Mexican companies. But yeah, actually the Corona Seltzer is really good. And my wife does that keto stuff. So they're the ones that have the least amount of whatever. So she loves them. It's almost time to go make a second pot of coffee. What are we at? Oh, 56 minutes, guys. Wake the super spreader. It's warmed up. 42 degrees. The sun's out now, shining in behind me. Got a lot brighter in here. Dude, don't knock those seltzers, man. I saw last night there was a, what is it? Coors seltzer? Coors has one now. The one I really liked was, it was terrible because it was malt liquor. But it was Natural Light seltzer. It was gross. Yeah, 42, man. It's getting good. No, but the sun's coming straight in now and there's no clouds, so it should warm up to... I don't know, it's windy as hell though. Yesterday it was terrible out there. Coors Seltzer with a mission. One pack restores 500 gallons. I don't even know what that means. But see, if you drink Coors Seltzer, it is going to a good cause. So that's a good reason to get drunk. And there's nothing wrong with girl beer, especially if it's for a cause. no chemtrails blocking out the sun yet. Yeah, dude, that's the best. Is at 4%, you can just drink them all day long. That's why I drink diet beer or light beer. I drink what is it? Bush Light or Keystone Light. Because you drink the diet beer, you can drink it all day long. Bud Light. Oh, I'll tell you what's a good one. I haven't drank all month. I'm doing the Sober October thing. And it's been really weird. I think part of the reason I'm up and streaming at 5 o'clock in the morning is because I'm sober. There we go. Pabst Coffee. This episode of Umfowars is brought to you by Pabst Coffee. Was it Pabst Beer that used to sponsor like every punk band? Like they'd give every punk band $100 or something like that? Oh, the salt thing. They haven't salted any roads down here, but they salt, like all the businesses salt their entrances. And it pisses me off because there's just salt everywhere for no reason. Because there's no moisture. Like, it's not raining. We haven't had any moisture. And they're like, well, it might freeze, so we better throw down some salt. Right. But there needs to be something to freeze. You don't just... So, I imagine that's kind of like what you're thinking, Freddie, is you're like, what the fuck, man? Like, don't you need to have that other element of, I don't know, ice? But it's like a sunny day, and they're like, yeah, we better put this out here. You'll hear, it's crazy when the snow level drops here. You'll hear the plows running, just scraping the shit out of the highway, or out of the freeway. And there's like no snow anywhere. It's like maybe in the mountain passes, like nowhere near us. But you hear like 4 of those things just come hauling ass down the freeway, just scraping the shit out of it, even though there's no snow. They use actual salt up there in Canada on the roads. I think in Oregon we got environmental regulations where you have to use... They use soybeans or something here, don't they? Yeah, the salt is terrible on cars. We, in the past when I used to do restorations, we would have people, so we would buy farm trucks from around here, locally, fairly cheaply, and then advertise them, back east and in the Midwest. And people from there where all these old trucks had been just destroyed, and there was none of them were left. You know, like these guys wanted a truck like their dad had that they drove in the field when they were a kid, but back there they're all gone. So I mean, they're all rusted to shit. But we would go and pick up, like, say a 70 something, a mid 70s Chevy pickup, just a long bed, normal normal farm truck, you get it for like $800 from some guy and, get it running. And then somebody from, I forget where the guy was from. We'd have people coming from over in the Midwest. Would come and pick him up and pay quite a bit of money just for a runner. You know what I mean? It was crazy. Just because theirs had rusted all away. So they'd come to the West Coast, buy one from us, and then go over there and rust it out again. So now there's none left anywhere. Nice. Nice. I love old cars, man. I've got a 59 Rambler American Coupe that it runs. We just got to put brakes on it. It'd probably drive. The only thing I got to do is put a floor in it. There's some videos of it, but I haven't really got that into working on it because it's just, I don't know, it's not really my car, not really what I'm into, so I was looking to trade it, but it's a really cool little hot rod. It's got a flathead 6 in it. We got it to turn over, fire it up, but it needs fuel lines, master cylinder, and a new gas tank. And then we could probably drive it. To make it worth quite a bit, I would just need to put a floor in it. And I found out a floor pan for that car was like $35. Like, I can't find any other parts for it whatsoever because it's so unique. But a floor pan, $35. The back window's busted out of it, and I've looked everywhere to try to find a back window for it. I can have one made, but it's more than what I paid for the car, and my heart's not into that car, so I think I'm just going to get it running and get it to somebody that actually wants to finish it before it rots away. '88 Crown Vic. Heck yeah. I really want to trade that Rambler for a truck. I could trade it right now for a project that's about at the same stage where it is, but I want a truck that's a runner. Even if the truck's rusted out in some spots, that I don't care about because I can do sheet metal. I can fix all that fairly cheaply. But I don't want anything else that's just going to sit in the driveway. I'm ready to have something that drives. So I got to get that car to a point where I can trade it or sell it. Then get me a 4-wheel drive 60s Chevy pickup. So I can stop driving my wife's Prius all over town. I'm going to get beat up driving around in a Prius all the time. There's too many MAGA people around here to be in that thing. Just kidding, that doesn't happen. Alright. Well, I'm going to wrap it up. You guys have a great morning. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you around the internet. I'm sure you guys will be somewhere at some point. I appreciate y'all. It's been fun. Freddie, thanks for helping me with the microphone. I'm glad I'm not screaming at everybody. In 12 hours when this posts, I'll check and see how I did. So, appreciate you guys. And see you around. Happy Sunday. Oh yeah, God bless and all that. Don't forget that.